Hey guys, welcome back. Today's interesting topic is about hazards. So, before going to hazards, can you make sure you click that subscribe button so that we can get connected and I'll answer your doubts within 24 hours. So, without any delay, let's go into hazards. So, before going to hazards, I want you to know these three crucial terms. So, first term is steady state behavior. So steady state behavior is nothing but the output of the circuit of a combinational circuit is evaluated when the inputs are being stable for a long time relative to the gate delay. That means the input whichever we are giving is stable, so the output will also be stable. So that's what we have been using till now. In steady state we won't get any glitches and hazards, okay? But in practicality we don't use steady state, we use transient behavior where input changes from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. So input B is being changed. As a result, the output will also change. So this doesn't cause any problem, but the problem is caused due to gate propagation delay. So what is a gate propagation delay? The time between the input change and the corresponding change at the output. So to better understand, I'll give you a simple example of a NOT gate. To better understand all the terms which I have described right now, as you can see there is a NOT gate over here. So the NOT gate input is 1 and it's been changing to 0. So X and X bar are the inputs and outputs. As you can see the timing diagram over here, the timing diagram shows that X is 1 for a certain period of time and it's being changed from 1 to 0 and again it's been stable. So as a result you can see that due to the delay of the gate, it takes some time to cross from here to here. As a result there's certain delay. So this delay is being added at the output end. So as a result, when you see that when it changes from 1 to 0, the output is not changing from 0 to 1. There is certain delay. This delay is called as propagation delay. So the change from state 1 to 0, 0 to 1, this is the transient output, and this, as you can see, the output is the 1 for a long time. That is stable output. I hope you have understood steady state, transient behavior and gate propagation delay. So these are important. So this results, the transient behavior of changing of inputs and propagation delay results to glitch. So glitch is an unexpected output, so which is caused due to the changes in the input and the gate propagation delay, which is not good. For example, we want 0 at the output, but due to the propagation delay along the paths we get 1 for a momentary time. That is not good. That's a glitch. Okay, now let's go into hazards. So as you can see, hazard is a momentary unwanted switching of transient at the logic function's output. It is nothing but a glitch. Hazard is nothing but a glitch. So why does the hazard occurs? Hazard occurs due to unequal propagation delay along the different paths in the combinational circuit. In combinational circuit, there will be a different path to reach from input to output. So the gates might vary, the number of gates might vary. As a result, the propagation delay also varies in each path. This might result in glitches. So there are two types of hazards, a static hazard and dynamic hazard. So let's discuss about static hazard. So static hazard is also divided into two types again, static 0 and static 1. So let's go with static 0 first. Static 0 is nothing but occurs when the output is 0 and should remain at 0 but temporarily switches to 1 due to the change in the input. So as you can see, this is the output. So output should be 0 for all the time, but due to the change in the input and the propagation delay, we get an temporarily 1, which is not required. So this is a static hazard. This is a hazard. This is a glitch. We does not require glitches. So let's go to static 1 hazard. So static 1 hazard is similar to static 0. In this case, it's reversed. So occurs when output is 1 and should remain at 1 but temporarily switches to a 0 due to the change in input and the propagation delay. So as you can see that the output should be 1 for the whole time, but due to the propagation delay and transient changes, transient behavior, so we are getting 0 over here. That's not required. So I'm gonna take an example and I'm gonna solve the example for hazard free realization. So how can hazard be reduced? So before that we need to go to dynamic hazards. So dynamic hazards, so it occurs when input changes and the circuit output should change from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, but it won't goes from 0 to 1, it flips in between. As you can see, this is the dynamic hazard for 0 to 1 and this is the dynamic hazard for 1 to 0. The output changes from 0 to 1, but it is not staying at 1 for a long time, it flips back, so it occurs more than once. Whereas in dynamic hazard 1 to 0, the output changes from 1 to 0 and should remain at 0, but it goes to 1 and come back more than once. So this is dynamic hazards, so which we will get. And there are also functional hazards, which I'll be making a separate video for functional hazards, so I'm not going to discuss in this video. So let's go, how can we realize is a free realization of a hazard, static hazard, using an example. So I'm gonna take this circuit. As you can see, we have 3 inputs A, B, C, which are passing through an AND gate 1, AND gate 2, and a NOT gate is in between, and an OR gate. So the output will be y equals to AB plus B bar C. So now I'm gonna deal with static 1 hazard. So now let us consider all inputs to be 1. Okay, all inputs to be 1. So when all inputs are 1, as you know, B is traveling, so it will be 0 over here. So the outputs of 1 1 will be 1 over here, 0 and 1, it will be 0. And it's an OR gate, so we'll get an output as 1. So till now it's fine. Till now it's fine because inputs are not changing, they are stable. But now what if I change one of the input? Let's say B is changed. You know, the B is changed from 1 to 0. I'm changing B from 1 to 0. Okay, so what will happen? How will the output reflect? So the output will reflect in this manner. So it will reach faster here rather than over here. Understand? Because there is no propagation delay of NOT gate over here, so 0 will come faster over here. As a result, this output will changes from 1 to 0 faster than this. I hope you are understanding. This output will change faster than this output. Okay, 1 to 0, it's 0 over here. It will change lately, so because of this one. As a result, when it's 0 and this 0, the output will go from 1 to 0, which is not necessary for us. It should not go from 1 to 0, but it's going because of this propagation delay of this NOT gate. So after a while, then after it switches back from 0 to 1 after a while, so then it moves from 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Okay, so the output should be 1 for us, but due to the propagation delay having a more delay in the path from B, C to Y, we are getting a glitch, which is going from 0 and then going to 1. So for a small amount of time, we are getting a glitch. So this is 1, this is 0. So this is not required for us. So how can we eliminate it? So let us look at the timing diagrams for how it's happening. So this is the timing diagram. As you can see, the input is 1, the B input is 1 for a certain time at starting, then we change it to 0, okay, for the rest of the time. But due to the NOT gate, we have certain delay, it is changing after certain delay. This is the propagation delay, and that B is also going to and so we are getting the output at AND 0. It's changing after propagation delay of the AND gate. consider the propagation delay of AND gate and NOT gate are equal in this case. Okay, so it is changing after the propagation delay of AND gate, but AND gate output is 0, but AND 2 gate output is still remaining at 0. It should change to 1. Due to the propagation delay of NOT gate, we are getting output late over AND 2. As a result, we are getting a glitch which is not required. So I'm gonna tell you how can we remove this glitch by adding a redundancy term. So now let us draw the K-map for this equation y equals to AB plus B bar C. So AB, so A is 1 over here and B should be coming from over here. Okay, this is AB and B bar C 1 1. So we have taken this as our one term and this has our one term. But you know that if two adjacent cells are not in the same group, hazards will occur. Don't forget this point. This is an important point where you can realize anything. So okay, whenever the adjacent cells over here 1 and 1 are adjacent cells which are not in a single group, then we'll get an hazard. So to overcome this hazard, we need to add the redundant term. We need to group this adjacent terms. If we group this adjacent terms, then we will be adding a redundant term, but no problem, the hazards will be free realized. Okay, the circuit will be hazard free realization. So after adding this term, we will get the y as y equals to, so after adding this we get the equation as like this, y equals to AB plus B bar C plus AC. So let's draw this circuit diagram. So this is what we get after adding an extra redundant term, that is AC is a redundant term. Okay, so now let's take the inputs as 1 1 1 and again check whether the hazard is gone or not. So when all the inputs are 1 1 1, we are going to get output as 1. Over here we are going to get 1. So this, it will be turning to 0 from B, then it will be 0 over here, and then it's 1 over here. So as a result, we are going to get 1 over here. But now we need to change the B to 1 to 0. So since we are changing from 1 to 0, this will change faster than rest of the things because it's not having any propagation delay of NOT gate. So it will go to 0. In the previous case, when it went to 0, the output is going to 0. But here we have an extra term which is saving us, that is 1 is remaining over here. As a result, the output will not change from 1 to 0. It's remaining in 1. So it will be remain in 1, and after that, after a while, this will change. So as a result, the output is safe. So output is just 1. Okay, the output is just 1. It's not changing. There is no glitch. So this is how we free realize the hazard free circuit. So we are removing hazards by doing free realizations using adding an extra term. So don't forget this point, that whenever the cells are not in a group, then we'll get an hazard for sure. Adjacent cells for example, this is a cell, so adjacent cells means this and this and this. Okay, so these are the adjacent cells. Any of them is having 1, that means they need to be grouped in a single group for sum of products. For POS, you need to group all zeros. Okay, don't forget this, adjacent cells must be in a single group. This is an important point. Write it down in your brain that adjacent cells should be in a single group so that we can avoid hazards or static hazard types. So this is it about the static hazards. I'm going to discuss about hazards for asynchronous circuits in later videos. So if you like this video, please do share, like and subscribe, and if you subscribe, that will mean a lot to me. And thanks for watching. I hope you understood basics about hazards and how to do free realization of hazards. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.